Few can rival the charisma of John Wayne, the iconic figure from Hollywood's golden age. His remarkable career spanned 3 decades, during which he captivated audiences with his magnetic performances and rugged good looks. However, beneath the surface of his public persona lay a complex and hidden side that remained shrouded in mystery for years. Even after his passing, the truth about his life and relationships was largely unknown. It wasn't until an eye-opening interview with his longtime love and secretary, Pat Stacey, that the veil was lifted. In this candid conversation, she revealed startling details that challenged the public's perception of the legendary actor. The revelations not only shed light on his personal struggles, but also painted a more nuanced picture of the man behind the screen. As we explore the shocking truths shared by Pat Stacey, we invite you to join us in uncovering the layers of John Wayne's life that have remained hidden for so long. Born on May 26, 1907, John Wayne entered the world as Marin Robert Morrison in the small town of Winterset, Iowa. His birth was remarkable not only for the date, but also for his impressive weight of 13 pounds, which is about 6 kilograms. This detail was reported in the local newspaper, the Winterset Medonian, on page 4 of the May 30 edition, capturing the attention and amazement of the local community. Wayne later claimed that his middle name was changed from Robert to Michael, a decision his parents made when they named their next son Robert. However, extensive research has found no official documentation of this name change, suggesting it may have been an informal decision or that records were lost over time. Despite this, Wayne's legal name remained Marin Robert Morrison throughout his life, although many still refer to him as Marion Michael Morrison. His father, Clyde Leonard Morrison, was the son of Marion Mitchell Morrison, a veteran of the American Civil War. His mother, Mary Molly Alberta Brown, hailed from Lancaster County, Nebraska. Wayne's ancestry is a rich blend of Scottish, Scotch-Irish, English, and Irish roots. His great-great-grandfather, Robert Morrison, immigrated from County Antrim, Ireland, in 1799, eventually settling in Adams County, Ohio. The Morrison family originally came from the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. Raised in the Presbyterian faith, Wayne's upbringing reflected his family's cultural and religious heritage. When Wayne was young, his family relocated to Palmdale, California, seeking new opportunities and a better life. This move marked the beginning of a series of changes for the family. In 1916, they moved again, this time to Glendale, where they settled at 404 Isabel Street. His father found work as a pharmacist in Glendale, which provided some much-needed stability for the family during those formative years. Wayne attended Glendale Union High School, where he quickly distinguished himself both academically and athletically. He was an active member of the football team, showcasing his physical prowess and competitive spirit. In addition to sports, he participated in the school's debating team, which helped him develop his public speaking and critical thinking skills. His leadership abilities shone through as he served as the president of the Latin Society, a role that required dedication and commitment. Wayne also contributed regularly to the school newspaper's sports column, demonstrating his passion for athletics and his ability to communicate effectively. These high school years were crucial in shaping his character, laying the groundwork for the discipline and charisma that would later define his legendary career in Hollywood. The experiences he gained during this time not only prepared him for the challenges ahead, but also instilled in him a sense of confidence that would serve him well in the entertainment industry. Wayne had aspirations beyond high school, applying to the U.S. Naval Academy. However, his academic performance fell short, and he was not accepted due to poor grades. Undeterred, he set his sights on the University of Southern California, where he decided to major in pre-law. During his time at USC, Wayne immersed himself in campus life, becoming a member of the Trojan Knights and the Sigma Chi fraternity. These affiliations allowed him to build a network of friends and connections that would later prove beneficial in his career. Standing at an impressive 1.94 meters tall, Wayne was a natural athlete. He joined the USC football team and played under the renowned coach Howard Jones. His towering presence and athletic prowess made him a valuable player on the team. However, his sports career was abruptly halted by a broken collarbone. The injury happened during a body surfing accident, but Wayne, fearful of Coach Jones's reaction, kept the true cause of the injury a secret. The injury had significant repercussions. Wayne lost his athletic scholarship, which had been his primary means of affording his education. Without the scholarship, he faced financial difficulties and ultimately had to leave USC before completing his degree. Moving to Hollywood, John Wayne's rise to stardom wasn't exactly an overnight success story. Back in the day, he was just another guy trying to make it in Hollywood, hustling for bit roles at Fox Film Corporation. His name wasn't John Wayne yet. He was just Duke Morrison, mostly relegated to small, uncredited parts. His fortunes changed when director Raoul Walsh noticed him moving studio furniture while working as a prop boy. Impressed by Wayne's presence, Walsh cast him in his first starring role in The Big Trail in 1930. The search for a screen name was crucial. Walsh initially suggested Anthony Wayne, inspired by the Revolutionary War general Mad Anthony Wayne. However, Fox Studios chief, Winfield Sheehan, thought it sounded too Italian. Walsh then proposed John Wayne, which Sheehan accepted. Interestingly, Wayne was not present for this pivotal discussion about his new name. With his new identity set, Wayne's weekly pay was increased to $15, a significant boost for the young actor. The Big Trail was envisioned as a groundbreaking project, marking the first big-budget outdoor spectacle of the sound era. The film was produced at an astonishing cost of over $2 million, equivalent to more than $32 million today. The production used hundreds of extras and captured the wide, unspoiled vistas of the American Southwest to showcase the breathtaking scenery. The film was shot in two formats, the standard 35mm and the innovative 70mm grandeur film process. This new process featured advanced cameras and lenses aiming to create an immersive experience. Audiences who had the opportunity to see the Big Trail in the grandeur format often stood and cheered, captivated by the visual spectacle. However, only a few theaters were equipped to project the film in widescreen, limiting its reach. Despite its ambitious production and stunning visuals, the film was a box office failure at the time. Nevertheless, modern critics have come to highly regard The Big Trail, recognizing its pioneering efforts and the potential it showcased for future filmmaking. Wayne's role in The Big Trail may not have been an immediate success, but it was a critical stepping stone in his career. It introduced him to larger audiences and set the stage for his eventual rise to stardom. After the big-budget flop of The Big Trail, John Wayne found himself back in the land of small-time roles. Imagine going from a movie with hundreds of extras to playing a dead guy. That was Wayne's character in The Deceiver, a far cry from the hero he envisioned himself becoming. He wasn't completely out of luck, though. Wayne landed the lead in a serial called The Three Musketeers with a twist. This wasn't your grandpa's swashbuckling swordsman. These musketeers were soldiers in the French Foreign Legion fighting in North Africa. Serials were basically action-packed cliffhangers shown in movie theaters, each episode ending with a hero in peril. It wasn't exactly a list work, but it kept Wayne's face out there. Where Wayne really honed his craft was in a slew of low-budget westerns. These films, often called Poverty Row productions because of their shoestring budgets, were cranked out by studios like Monogram Pictures. Think of them as the bargain bin of the Wild West genre. Wayne himself estimated he starred in around 80 of these horse operas between 1930 and 1939. These weren't exactly Oscar contenders, but they were a proving ground for Wayne. He wasn't just acting anymore. He was learning the ropes of being a cowboy. Stuntmen mentored him on riding, shooting, and even how to throw a good punch in a western brawl. Wayne took credit for changing how cowboys fought on screen. Back then, the good guys always played fair while the bad guys got away with dirty tricks. Wayne believed heroes should fight to win, just like anyone else, and he brought a new level of grit and realism to his on-screen brawls. Despite all this hard work, Wayne was still stuck in Bowie purgatory. He wasn't a household name, and getting financing for bigger projects remained a challenge. That all changed when director John Ford cast him in Stagecoach. Ford saw something special in Wayne, but convincing studios to take a chance on a B-movie regular for a big-budget western was tough. Finally, they found an independent producer willing to take a gamble, but there was one catch: Wayne wouldn't get billing. That went to a bigger star at the time, actress Claire Trevor. Stagecoach turned out to be a smash hit, both critically and commercially. It finally launched John Wayne into the big leagues. Cast member Lise Platt even recalled director John Ford saying Wayne would become a huge star because he was the perfect everyman, someone audiences could connect with and root for, and that, of course, is exactly what happened. World War II turned Hollywood upside down, and John Wayne was right in the middle of it. Just like everyone else in America, the whole country came together to support the war effort, and Hollywood was no exception. Actors volunteered, studios cranked out propaganda films, and everyone did their part. For Wayne, this was a complicated time. He was 34 years old when Pearl Harbor was bombed, making him older than the typical soldier being drafted. He had a family to support, which gave him a deferment. However, Wayne was not one to sit on the sidelines. He wrote letters to his friend John Ford, the famous director, basically begging to join Ford's military unit. He even filled out an application to join the Office of Strategic Services, a secret spy agency that would later become the CIA. Unfortunately, that did not work out either. Another reason Wayne could not enlist was his contract with Republic Studios. They were a smaller studio, and Wayne was their only big star. Letting him go fight Nazis would have been a financial disaster for them. The studio even threatened to sue Wayne if he tried to break his contract, and lobbied the government to keep him deferred. As a result, Wayne never saw combat. Instead, he did what he could to help the war effort. He spent 3 months in 1943 and 1944 touring the South Pacific with the USO, visiting soldiers and hospitals. He even took on a secret mission for the head of the OSS, spying on a famous general to see if he was making things difficult for the spies. Despite all his efforts, Wayne apparently never got over not serving in the military. Many people close to him said it was a huge regret, a source of pain that stayed with him for the rest of his life. His wife later wrote that she thought his strong patriotism in his later movies came from a place of guilt, a way to make up for staying home during the war. This whole situation marked a turning point in Wayne's career. One of his first movies in color came out in 1941, and he even got to work with the legendary director Cecil B. DeMille. Around this time, Wayne started playing a wider range of characters, including some with more morally ambiguous qualities. Picture John Wayne not just as the iconic cowboy of the silver screen, but also as a familiar voice on the radio. During a time when radio was the dominant form of entertainment, Wayne became a regular presence on the airwaves. Imagine him in a soundproof studio, microphone in hand, captivating audiences with his powerful voice. He appeared on popular shows like The Hedda Hopper Show and The Luella Parsons Show, engaging in conversations with famous journalists while promoting his latest films. However, Wayne's contributions to radio went beyond mere interviews. He showcased his acting talents in radio dramas, recreating scenes from his movies, and bringing his beloved characters to life for listeners. Picture families gathered around a crackling radio, enjoying Wayne's booming voice delivering iconic lines, offering a unique way to experience his films. For a brief period, Wayne even starred in his own radio adventure series called 3 Sheets to the Wind. In this spy thriller, he played Dan O'Brien, a detective whose secret weapon was his seemingly harmless alcoholism. This clever twist allowed him to mask his true investigative skills while getting close to the bad guys. The series was intended to serve as a springboard for a movie, but that plan never materialized. Unfortunately, no recordings of Wayne's episodes exist, leaving radio drama fans longing for what could have been. Wayne also faced missed opportunities in his film career. Director Robert Rossen once offered him the lead role in All the King's Men, a complex story about political corruption. However, Wayne, a staunch patriot, rejected the script, believing it portrayed America negatively. Ironically, the actor who took the role, Broderick Crawford, won an Oscar for his performance, beating out Wayne, who was nominated for a different film that year. Wayne was known for holding grudges, which sometimes cost him interesting roles. For instance, the role of the washed-up gunslinger in The Gunfighter was originally offered to him. However, Wayne had a long-standing issue with Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia Pictures, who had treated him poorly in his early career. Sticking to his principles, Wayne refused to work for Columbia, regardless of the role's appeal. As a result, the project was sold to 20th Century Fox, and Gregory Peck ended up playing the part Wayne had wanted. Speaking of taking control, Wayne eventually decided to become his own boss in 1952, when he co-founded his own production company called Jack. The name might sound a little strange, but it actually came from a movie Wayne had starred in a few years earlier called Wake of the Red Witch. In that film, there was a fictional shipping company named Bat Jack, and Wayne's secretary even misspelled it a bit. However, Wayne liked the sound of it so much, typo and all, that he decided to use it for his new production company, Jack. Along with Wayne Fellows Productions, his earlier venture allowed Wayne to make the movies he wanted to create for himself and other actors. They produced a number of films, but some of the most notable ones that didn't star Wayne himself include 7 Men from Now in 1956, which kicked off a famous collaboration between director Bud Bobetticher and actor Randolph Scott. They also made Gun the Man Down in 1956, which featured a then-up and coming James Arness as the lead. Of course, Wayne still loved to be in front of the camera. One of his most acclaimed performances came in a movie called The High and the Mighty in 1954. directed by the legendary William Wellman, and based on a novel by Ernest K. Gann. Wayne played a heroic co-pilot and earned rave reviews for his portrayal. Speaking of flying, Wayne seemed to have a thing for aviator roles. He played pilots in movies like Flying Tigers from 1942, Flying Leathernecks from 1951, Island in the Sky from 1953, The Wings of Eagles, and Jet Pilot, both from 1957. John Wayne's personal life was just as interesting, and sometimes dramatic as his movies. He married 3 times throughout his life, with 2 of those marriages ending in divorce. His first wife, Josephine Alicia, was of Spanish-American descent, and together they had 4 children: Michael, born in 1934, and died in 2003, Mary Antonia, known as Tony, born in 1936, and died in 2000, Patrick, born in 1939, and Melinda, born in 1940, and died in 2022. His second and third wives, Esperanza Barr and Pilar Palit, both came from Latin America. With Pilar, he had 3 more children: Isa, born in 1956, John Ethan, born in 1962, and Marissa, born in 1966. Several of Wayne's children followed in his footsteps and entered the entertainment business. His son Ethan, who sometimes went by John Ethan Wayne in the credits, even landed a lead role in the 1990s reboot of the classic TV show Adam 12. You might have also seen him on the History Channel's Pawn Stars, where he helps authenticate memorabilia supposedly connected to his father's career. Interestingly, John Wayne's granddaughter, Jennifer, Isa's daughter, is a singer in the country music group Runaway June. John Wayne was also a tennis enthusiast, and in 1973, with encouragement from his tennis-loving wife Pilar, he built the John Wayne Tennis Club in Newport Beach, California. The club eventually changed hands in 1995 and is now known as the Palisades Tennis Club. Speaking of heights, there's a fun fact about Wayne in his movie, The Quiet Man from 1952. His character mentions being 6'4" up tall, which is equal to 104 centimeters. This detail is actually confirmed by Pilar's book titled John Wayne, My Life with the Duke. John Wayne's personal life was marked by turbulence, particularly highlighted by his messy divorce from Esperanza Bauer, a former Mexican actress. Their relationship was fraught with suspicion, as Bauer believed Wayne was having an affair with his co-star Gail Russell, a claim both actors denied. The situation escalated dramatically after the filming of their movie Angel and the Badman in 1947. What was meant to be a celebration turned chaotic when Esperanza, reportedly intoxicated, attempted to shoot Wayne as he entered their home. This incident underscored the volatility of their marriage and the challenges Wayne faced in his personal life. In addition to his tumultuous marriage, Wayne had several well-known romantic relationships. One significant relationship was with actress Merle Oberon, which lasted from 1938 until 1947. After his split from Pilar in 1973, Wayne found companionship with his former secretary, Pat Stacey. They lived together until Wayne's passing in 1979. Pat Stacey later penned a book about their relationship titled Duke, a Love Story, published in 1983, which offered insights into their life together. These relationships reveal a complex side of Wayne, contrasting with his tough guy image on screen. Wayne's image as a tough guy wasn't just for show. The man himself was pretty rugged, but even cowboys have their secrets. One thing many fans might not realize is that Wayne started losing his hair in the 1940s. By the end of that decade, he was already wearing a hairpiece to maintain his iconic look. It wasn't a perfect disguise, though, as there were occasional glimpses of the real Wayne underneath. For instance, he was spotted at Gary Cooper's funeral without his hairpiece, which caught the attention of many. According to a Life magazine report, this moment revealed a more vulnerable side of the actor. Wayne had a humorous way of acknowledging his secret. When a student at Harvard University jokingly asked if his toupee was real hair, Wayne replied with a wink, saying, "Well, sir, that's real hair, not mine, but real hair." A close friend of Wayne's, California Congressman Alfonso E. Bell Jr., shared interesting insights into Wayne's personality. He noted that what you saw on screen was pretty much what you got in real life. Wayne had a great sense of humor, and Bell even quoted something Wayne had engraved on a plaque: "Each of us is a mixture of some good and some not so good qualities. In considering one's fellow man, it's important to remember the good things. We should refrain from making judgments just because a fellow happens to be a dirty, rotten scoundrel." This quote reflects Wayne's belief in giving people the benefit of the doubt, even if they weren't perfect. Wayne's personality was complex, blending the tough exterior he portrayed in films with a more thoughtful and humorous side that few got to see. His ability to laugh at himself and his willingness to look beyond the flaws in others made him a more relatable figure. The secrets he kept, like his hairpiece, only added to the mystique surrounding him, but they also revealed a man who was aware of his image and willing to embrace his imperfections. Who knew John Wayne was a bookworm? Apparently, he had a real fondness for literature and enjoyed reading works by classic authors like Charles Dickens, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Agatha Christie. His favorites included Charles Dickens' David Copperfield and Arthur Conan Doyle's historical novels The White Company and Sir Nigel. Perhaps between filming shootouts and horseback riding, Wayne unwound with a good book in hand. Another surprising fact is that John Wayne was a chess player. Roger Ebert, a famous film critic, shared a story about playing chess with Wayne on the set of the movie Chisholm. Wayne wasn't afraid to play in front of a crowd, and according to Ebert, there were always people hanging around to watch their game. The story goes that Wayne got so into the game he accidentally revealed his own strategy with a loud outburst. But he took it all in stride, proving he was a good sport, even when he lost. Here's another interesting anecdote about Wayne's personality. When someone asked him about actor Rock Hudson's sexuality, Wayne reportedly said, "Who the hell cares if he's a queer? The man plays great chess." This story, shared by Michael Munn, seems to show that Wayne valued talent and sportsmanship over gossip and prejudice. In many of his legendary Western films, John Wayne became synonymous with the rugged, tough guy image that defined an era of American cinema. A key element of this persona was his iconic revolver, the 1873 Colt single-action Army revolver. This classic sidearm not only served as a prop, but also became a symbol of Wayne's characters, embodying the spirit of the Wild West. The Colt revolver, known for its reliability and distinctive design, was a favorite among gun enthusiasts and collectors alike. Its presence in Wayne's films helped to cement its status as an iconic weapon in American culture. The revolver's design, with its smooth lines and powerful performance, matched perfectly with Wayne's larger-than-life presence on screen. The fact that he used the same trusty revolver in many of his films adds a layer of authenticity to his roles, making his characters even more memorable. For fans of westerns and firearms, this connection between John Wayne and the Colt revolver is a fascinating aspect of film history. The revolver became almost as iconic as Wayne himself, representing not just a weapon but a way of life that resonated with audiences. The legacy of both the actor and his beloved revolver continues to influence the genre, and remains a topic of interest for many. In 1964, John Wayne faced a significant health challenge when he was diagnosed with lung cancer. This news was a harsh reality for a man celebrated for his tough guy image. However, instead of retreating, Wayne turned this diagnosis into a wake-up call. He underwent surgery to remove his entire left lung and 2 ribs. Despite concerns from his business partners about how this news might affect his career, Wayne chose to go public with his illness. He encouraged others to get regular checkups, demonstrating remarkable bravery in the face of adversity. 5 years later, he was declared cancer-free. There is even a story that Wayne himself coined the term the Big C to make the word cancer sound less frightening. Wayne was not without his flaws. He had a long-standing love for cigarettes, a habit he picked up at a young age, which likely contributed to his lung cancer. Additionally, he enjoyed whiskey, and some directors had a strategy to film his scenes before noon, as he was known to be more difficult to work with in the afternoons. Wayne humorously remarked that tequila made his head hurt, not from a hangover, but from falling over and hitting his head. Tragically, John Wayne's battle with cancer did not end with his lung cancer victory. In 1979, he received another devastating diagnosis: stomach cancer. He sought experimental treatment in hopes of overcoming this new challenge, but it was not enough. On June 11, 1979, at the age of 72, John Wayne passed away at UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. On a more serious note, John Wayne was a Freemason, a large fraternal organization with a long history. He held a high rank within this group, and even became a Shriner, which is a smaller organization within Freemasonry known for its philanthropic efforts. Wayne's commitment to Freemasonry reflected his values of brotherhood and community service. Beyond his involvement in Freemasonry, Wayne had a taste for adventure that took him outside the Hollywood spotlight. In the early 1960s, he traveled frequently to Panama, where he purchased his own island called Tobago. Unfortunately, after his passing, his estate sold the island, marking the end of an era for Wayne's personal retreat. Another of his passions was his yacht, the Wild Goose. He cherished the time spent on this boat, which was docked in Newport Beach Harbor. The Wild Goose was so beloved that it earned a spot on a special list of historic places in the United States in 2011. Between his brushes with health issues, his love for sailing, and his deep involvement in Freemasonry, John Wayne's life was full of interesting experiences that went far beyond the silver screen. After John Wayne passed away in 1979, his longtime companion Pat Stacey revealed shocking details about his death that painted a darker picture of his life. While Wayne is celebrated for his tough guy roles and iconic films, Stacey's account highlights a tragic chapter that may have contributed to his fate. She suggested that Wayne's battle with cancer was not merely a result of bad luck, but was linked to a terrifying experience from 1954. During that year, Wayne was filming The Conqueror, a movie about the Mongolian warlord Genghis Khan. The filming location was alarmingly close to a nuclear bomb testing site in Nevada, just 100 miles away. At the time, the dangers of radiation exposure were not understood, and the winds carried harmful radiation over the cast and crew. Years later, the consequences of this exposure became evident. Out of the 220 people who worked on The Conqueror, an astonishing 91 developed cancer, including Wayne himself. He fought a brave battle against stomach cancer, a cruel twist of fate stemming from that long-ago filming. Sadly, in 1979, the cancer took his life. Despite this tragedy, Wayne's legacy endures in the hearts of millions. His story is not just one of sorrow but also of resilience. He faced numerous challenges, including the effects of radiation poisoning, yet he never wavered in pursuing his dreams. His journey serves as a reminder of the importance of staying true to oneself and one's passions, even in the face of incredible adversity. As time marches on, John Wayne's legacy remains as vibrant and influential as ever. Beyond his numerous films, Wayne's impact on American culture and the film industry endures. His rugged, no-nonsense persona continues to inspire new generations of actors and filmmakers in the decades following his death. Wayne's name has been immortalized in various ways. In 1979, the United States Congress awarded him the Congressional Gold Medal, recognizing his significant contributions to the nation through his films and public service. A year later, he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States, by President Jimmy Carter. Wayne's films have also continued to enjoy popularity, with many being remastered and re-released for modern audiences. Classics like Stagecoach, The Searchers, and True Grit remain staples in film studies programs, highlighting Wayne's enduring influence on the Western genre and cinema as a whole. Moreover, John Wayne's image and name have been used in various products and marketing campaigns, cementing his status as a cultural icon. From memorabilia to themed restaurants, Wayne's brand symbolizes a particular brand of American ruggedness and individualism. In philanthropy, the John Wayne Cancer Foundation, established by his family in 1985, continues to make significant strides in cancer research and education. The foundation honors Wayne's battle with cancer by funding innovative programs and research, reflecting his enduring spirit and commitment to fighting the disease. John Wayne's legacy is not just about his films or his public persona. It's about the values he embodied: courage, determination, and an unwavering sense of duty. These qualities continue to resonate, ensuring that the Duke's legend will live on for many generations to come. John Wayne had a prolific film career spanning from the 1920s to the 1970s, starring in numerous iconic films. His breakout role came in Stagecoach in 1939, where he first captured the attention of audiences with his rugged charm and strong presence. This film marked the beginning of his rise to stardom and established him as a leading man in Hollywood. Throughout the years, Wayne continued to take on roles that showcased his talent and solidified his status as a cultural icon. In 1956, he starred in The Searchers, a film that is often regarded as one of the greatest westerns ever made. His portrayal of Ethan Edwards highlighted his ability to convey complex emotions while remaining the quintessential rugged hero. In 1969, Wayne won an Academy Award for his role in True Grit, further cementing his legacy in the film industry. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance in 1962 and Red River in 1948 are also notable entries in his filmography, showcasing his versatility and dedication to his craft. Additionally, The Quiet Man in 1952 allowed him to explore a different side of his acting abilities, as he played a romantic lead in a story set in Ireland. His roles often portrayed rugged, patriotic heroes, and he became synonymous with the Western genre, influencing generations of actors and filmmakers. Wayne's impact on cinema remains significant, and his films continue to be celebrated by audiences around the world. John Wayne was known for his strong conservative political views. He was an outspoken supporter of the Republican Party and endorsed several Republican presidential candidates. His political beliefs were deeply rooted in traditional American values, which he often expressed in interviews and public appearances. Wayne was also a vocal anti-communist, particularly during the Cold War era. He supported the House Un-American Activities Committee's efforts during the Red Scare, believing that communism posed a significant threat to American society and its way of life. This commitment to anti-communism was reflected in many of his films, where themes of patriotism and individualism were prevalent. The roles he chose often highlighted the importance of standing up for one's beliefs and defending the nation against perceived threats. His films frequently celebrated the rugged individualism that he embodied, reinforcing the idea of a strong, self-reliant America. Wayne's political views not only shaped his public persona, but also influenced the cultural landscape of his time, making him a symbol of conservative values in Hollywood. His legacy continues to resonate with audiences who appreciate the ideals he championed throughout his career. Throughout his career, John Wayne received numerous awards and honors that highlighted his significant contributions to the film industry and American culture. One of the most notable achievements was winning the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in the classic film True Grit in 1969. This recognition not only celebrated his talent as an actor, but also solidified his status as a Hollywood icon. Beyond his film accolades, Wayne's impact extended into the realm of public service. In 1979, he was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, a prestigious honor that acknowledged his influence and contributions to American society. This medal is one of the highest civilian awards in the United States, reflecting the respect he garnered throughout his life. Following his death, Wayne was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1980. This honor recognized not only his achievements in film, but also his embodiment of American values and spirit. These awards and honors serve as a testament to John Wayne's legacy, celebrating both his artistic talents and his role as a cultural figure in American history. John Wayne's legacy extends far beyond his impressive film career. He has been immortalized in various ways, most notably through the John Wayne Airport located in Orange County, California. This airport serves as a tribute to his lasting impact on American culture. Numerous statues and monuments dedicated to Wayne can be found across the country, celebrating his contributions to film and his embodiment of American values. His image and persona have become cultural symbols of rugged individualism and patriotism, resonating with audiences for generations. The influence of John Wayne is evident in the continued popularity of his films, which remain beloved classics. His work significantly shaped the Western genre, setting standards for storytelling and character development that many filmmakers still aspire to today. Additionally, the ongoing efforts of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation highlight his commitment to important causes, as the foundation supports cancer research and education, ensuring that his legacy continues to make a positive impact on society. John Wayne's career was significantly shaped by his collaborations with notable directors. His partnership with John Ford was particularly influential, as they worked together on several iconic films that have become classics in American cinema. In Stagecoach, Wayne's portrayal of the Ringo Kid helped establish him as a leading man in Hollywood. This film not only showcased his rugged charm, but also highlighted Ford's ability to tell compelling stories set against the backdrop of the American West. Their collaboration continued with The Searchers, where Wayne played Ethan Edwards, a complex character driven by vengeance. This role is often regarded as one of his finest performances, demonstrating the depth Wayne could bring to his characters. Another significant film they created together was The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which further solidified Wayne's status as a cinematic icon. In addition to Ford, Wayne also had a fruitful partnership with Howard Hawks. Their work together produced significant films that contributed to Wayne's screen persona. In Red River, Wayne portrayed Tom Dunson, a cattle driver with a fierce determination. This film is notable for its exploration of themes such as leadership and the harsh realities of frontier life. Hawks and Wayne teamed up again for Rio Bravo, where Wayne played Sheriff John T. Chance, a character embodying bravery and resilience. This film became a classic Western, showcasing the camaraderie and moral integrity that Wayne often represented in his roles. These collaborations with Ford and Hawks not only defined Wayne's career, but also left a lasting impact on the Western genre and American film history. The synergy between Wayne and these directors created some of the most memorable moments in cinema, shaping the way audiences viewed the archetypal American hero. John Wayne's filmography includes a substantial number of military and war films, reflecting his strong patriotism. He starred in films like Sands of Iwo Jima, where he played a tough sergeant leading his men during the brutal Battle of Iwo Jima in World War II. This role showcased his ability to embody the spirit of resilience and heroism that many Americans admired. In The Longest Day, Wayne portrayed a paratrooper during the D-Day invasion, contributing to the film's epic portrayal of the Allied forces' efforts in World War II. His performance highlighted the bravery and sacrifice of soldiers, reinforcing his image as a symbol of American strength. In Harm's Way featured Wayne as a naval officer during World War II, further cementing his connection to military themes. These roles often portrayed him as a heroic and resilient figure, aligning with his public persona and his support for the U.S. military and veterans. His dedication to these characters resonated with audiences, making him an enduring icon in the genre of military and war films. In the final years of his life, John Wayne continued to work in film despite his declining health. His dedication to his craft was evident as he took on the role of an aging gunfighter in his last film, The Shootist, released in 1976. This character, battling cancer, mirrored Wayne's own real-life struggle with the disease. As he portrayed a man facing his mortality, audiences could sense the depth of his performance, knowing it reflected his own challenges. Wayne's health deteriorated significantly due to cancer, which he fought bravely. He passed away on June 11, 1979, at the age of 72. His death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, as he was one of the last great stars of the classic film age. However, his legacy continues to live on through his films, which remain popular and influential. The impact he made on American culture is undeniable, as he became a symbol of rugged individualism and the American spirit. His characters often embodied strength, honor, and resilience, leaving a lasting impression on generations of movie